Hey guys, welcome to the podcast. This is so exciting. I've been wanting to start one for so long. I think the name we're going to go with is Potentially Great because this podcast is pretty much going to be about the fact that my biggest fear is wasting my potential. And I think that a lot of people, especially people in their early 20s, have that same fear. And so I think that we all have the potential to be great, but we just gotta do it, you know? That's kind of a terrifying concept, actually. But I think that's going to be the name of it, and we're just going to roll with it for a little bit and see how we feel, because we can always change it. We can always rebrand. That's the fun of it. So first things first on Potentially Great, I want to make sure that we're in our pajamas, our faces are washed, and we have a nice cup of something nearby. That's some ASMR for you. Please don't stop listening. I won't do that again, I promise. And the first thing I want to talk about is the terrifying notion of how much time everything takes, because I literally almost had an anxiety attack about this earlier today, because I was looking at my schedule, I was looking at all of these things that I have to do, and I was just like, where's the time? Where are people finding the time in the day to do this? I mean, you see online all these people telling you all this advice that you have to do. You have to post on TikTok at least once a day, at the very least. I mean, Addison Rae over here posted 5-8 times a day in order to blow up, which good on her, honestly. I wish that I had that kind of thinking during COVID, but unfortunately, I was just having fun with it and not thinking, this could be a business thing. And that's something else that I want to talk about in this podcast. I had a lot of thoughts today, in case you haven't noticed yet. But no, I was going over my schedule for today, and I was like, okay, I have to vlog, I have to edit the vlog, I have to post the vlog, make sure that's done by Thursday, I have to audition, that takes a good long while, I have to work on music, I have to make at least one video to post on social media, I have to make a singing video at least once a week, which I haven't been doing because I'm also working on not being too hard on myself with this video. It's a whole cycle. There's a whole cycle going on, and it's frustrating and it's fun and it's a lot. But anyway, one of the other things, of course, that I'm adding to the plate now is a podcast. Because why not? Because the other things that I was thinking that I had to do was figure out how to make money online in a remote setting. I got my work schedule for today. I'm not even scheduled that many days, but I'm scheduled the day right before a shoot, and I'm working pretty much 14 hours before the shoot. So I was this sparked this whole panic for me, because I was like, oh my god, I can't do this. I need a remote job. I spent time looking for remote jobs, couldn't find any. They're all scams at the moment. Unless, if you know of any, please send them my way, please. But also, with remote jobs, it's still a full-time job position. It's not like I can just not do it and then get paid, you know what I mean? Regardless, I think that this is just all over the place, honestly, but this is just kind of how my stream of conscience is going at the moment, and you're just gonna bear with me because we're having a little chat and I'm having a breakdown. So might as well try and do something with it, right? But what was I even talking about? Oh, so all of these things that I have to do, in order to even get paid, I'm not even getting paid for the majority of this stuff. The only thing that I'm getting paid for is the job that I was scheduled for, that I started getting so anxious over because I was like, oh my god, it's right before the shoot. I don't want to have I have arthritis, so I'm I don't want to have swollen joints for the shoot. I don't want to be tired before the shoot. I don't know what time I'm getting off of work, so I want to make sure that I'm well rested for it. I should just quit my job. I should just quit my job right now. I should email them and tell them I'm done. I didn't do that because that would be absurd, because it's one day and I'm fine, and I literally did it last week. I just feel like I'm kind of not drowning, not even swimming upstream even, just kind of I'm swimming and seaweed keeps touching my foot. So I keep almost having a conniption, and I want to get out of the water so badly, but there's no ladders. Which I guess there wouldn't be ladders anywhere that there's seaweed, but you get the analogy, right? It's terrifying, and there's so much unknown, and I am really just trying my best to keep swimming. And I'm sure that you kind of feel the same way if you're listening to this. I imagine if you're listening to this, you're kind of in a position as well where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, and I feel like everything that I am doing is going nowhere. Because let's be honest, I mean, in school, we've been programmed to want instant gratification, you know? I mean, you study for the test, you get the A, you do the homework, you get the A, you pretty much do anything and you get an A or B or whatever grade you got. You get an end goal. You get however much effort you put into it is kind of what you got out of it. And I feel like now that I'm in the real world, and this is something that they could never really prepare you for, I guess, but also like they could prepare you for it if they just did it better. But that's kind of anything with school. But they just don't prepare you for how many things you're going to do and not see anything from for years. And I'm not scared of failure necessarily. I understand that things take a while. I understand that I have to fail a million times in order to succeed the one time. I think that it's great to fail. I mean, you learn a lot from it. But it's scary not seeing any... I don't even want to say reward, and the only other word I can think of is repercussions, and that's not right either. But it's just that you can't see any, like, effect, I guess, from it, you know? Like, you really can't see any effect from anything you're doing, and I think that that's probably the scariest part, because you're just throwing these things into the void. I mean, unless, granted, I'm in a creative field. I'm talking as if you know what I'm doing. I'm an actress and singer-songwriter. I should have introduced myself. Let me do that real quick. Hi, my name's Haley. I'm 22 years old. I'm a singer-songwriter and actress, and yeah. I'm also a vlogger. Go to my channel and watch my vlogs. So as a creatively inclined person, when I'm doing all of these things, I don't even know how to get a job in it, because I can't get, at least in my mind, like, unless it's a remote position, I can't really get a full-time job right now if I want to be an actress, you know? So, like, I have to find jobs that are time-consuming but are only on specific days, but are also okay with flexible scheduling, but are also blah, 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 but also make enough money so that I can sustain a life. It's very frustrating. This kind of goes into the other portion that I wanted to talk about. And this is, I hope that people feel seen by this, because it really feels like nobody's talking about this side of social media businesses and stuff like that, online businesses. But I love Canva. I make stuff on Canva all the time. I love buying stuff that would be an affiliate marketer, stuff like that. I love making commercials. I love doing all that stuff. I don't know why, but for some reason, the business part of it just does not make sense to me. And I'm granted, I didn't go to business school, so is it supposed to make sense to me? Probably not. But I feel like even in high school, like, there were things that I'm looking back on where I'm like, if I just kept going with that, if I had had the business mindset with it, I could be making thousands of millions right now. But I didn't have that mindset because it never was explained to me how to do it. And I feel like even if it was, I just still wouldn't have really gotten that concept, because I feel like my brain really stops with the creative side. And then once the business side kicks in, it's like I don't know how to do that. I look it up all the time. I do all the research. And then when it actually comes to doing it, I'm just like, there's a blockage, and I don't really know why. And I'm kind of just saying this because I know that everybody is saying that selling digital downloads or being what did I see earlier? A high ticket seller thing. I don't even know what it was, but it's something about like selling. It kind of sounded like telemarketing. I'm not going to lie, but like in the DMs. But people are making thousands of it. It's the new trend, apparently. When it comes to that stuff, I kind of look at it and I'm like, this would be great to have a passive income like that. But then when it comes down to it, I'm like, but how? Like, it feels so scammy sometimes. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. But also, it would be great to have that passive income. But also, even if it wasn't scammy, I would still kind of be like, how do I do that? You're like, do you know what I mean? Bottom line is, it's not just you. if you're also kind of like, why can't I do that? Why can't I just devote the time and do it? It's not just you. It's confusing and weird, and I wish that I had the business side of the brain, essentially. I wish that I knew how to market. I wish that I knew how to brand. And I know that these are all skills that people learn, but I feel like I've tried to learn them, and it just isn't something that my brain computes. Kind of like math. I know my times table is up through 12, and that's about it. Addition and subtraction confuse me. I can do them. It just takes me a second. You know what I hate? This is such a sidebar. When a total is like 20... No, wait, let me give you a good example of this. If a total of something is 22, 25, I'm trying to also give myself an easy number to do this with, and somebody gives me, I don't even know how to do this, 23.50, would that be even something that somebody does? And then they're like, just keep the change and I'll take a dollar. I'm like, I think I just confused myself. I made my head hurt, actually. Math is hard. I think the moral of the story today, although this doesn't really seem like the moral because I kind of just ranted for 10 minutes, which I think is necessary. Gets it off the chest, kind of what I needed. I hope that's what you needed too, just to know that somebody else is going through it. I'm really trying my best here. But I think that the moral is that it'll come in time, and you'll get the time to, I don't even know, dude, I don't even know if there's a moral today. I'm really reaching for it, if I'm being honest with you. I feel like, I know that not everything you see on social media is true, and that it's very curated to what people want you to see from their lives. But how are they getting the time to do that? Geez, I know you gotta sacrifice stuff. I know you gotta sacrifice hanging out with friends and going on vacations and everything like that. But even then, I'm just I feel like I can't keep a schedule to save my life. Have one day designated to everything, then you miss it out on the other days. I'm gonna find a moral here. Give me a second. I'm gonna say that the moral is that we're all here struggling together. And that makes it kind of less of a struggle. I would love to say that the moral is that you'll find the time when it's right, or that you don't have to do everything to be successful. I think a big part of it as well is that as a creative person, I have a lot of different outlets. So it's difficult for me to choose one to devote all of my time to, especially when at the moment it's kind of hard to say that one of them is taking off because all of them are so volatile. So I think the moral is just to keep chugging along. Keep doing what you're doing. It'll get easier. You just gotta keep doing it. I think that that's what I needed to hear. I hope that that's what you needed to hear as well. All right, well, good night. Thanks for listening. This was a great first episode. I feel like I covered a lot of ground. This is going to be all over the place. We're going to give life advice. We're going to give whatever I'm feeling, apparently, today. But most of all, we're going to be relatable. And we're going to be real and genuine and authentic. Those are all synonyms. Apparently, I'm a thesaurus. Side note, I love dinosaurs. Whatever. Anyways, thank you for listening. I hope you have a lovely night. And yeah, I hope that this made you feel a little bit better and brought a little bit of peace of mind to your day. Have a good night. Bye.